to make a Indian style coconut curry, and I think you're going to like this, Dave, because you're always complaining I made too much pasta, and I've made a number of Chinese dishes, right?
I only said once before that you'd made a lot of pasta in a row.
Well, I
Now
don't
it's
know.
becoming a big thing. The last time you said it, and we got past it. I thought.
We got what?
I thought we got
You got
past it.
pasta it? I just got it. You're so funny.
I don't know.
Oh
That
my
wasn't
God.
my intention, actually.
Well,
but,
I thought you,
I'm not
I
that
thought
clever.
was, well, I don't know. Sometimes you are.
Okay.
I've got these beef strips I'm starting off with. Now, these were a fantastic buy. It's just under £1, and they were like, a little over $5. And it's outside round marinating steak cutlets. And I'm just going to prepare them because, I like to try to do stuff, if I can, in real time so you see that it's not going to be a
You've
huge
said that on the
effort.
last 2 videos.
Well, I didn't know that you were like, not only directing and doing the camera work, but apparently now you're like, a script editor.
I'm just the voice of the audience. I figure.
I see. Now you're like a script
I'm
coach
like the
style. You're gonna
I'm
have
like
to
the
rewrite
chorus
my
in a
dialogue.
Greek tragedy. That's.
Are you saying that my dish is going to be a tragedy?
No.
Is that really what you're implying?
I don't believe I implied that.
I think so. You called my cooking a Greek tragedy. I would like people to comment if they feel that was your intention. Your innuendo. You have to be careful about
Don't talk about my endo.
your
I
endo.
am not trying to be the wrench in the works here. I am just trying to help.
You're actually the tool in the works,
Okay.
not the wrench.
You can't make this food and photograph it at the same time or video it at the same time. So I'm just
Oh,
saying.
I see. So now you have me over a cinematic barrel,
Something
so to
like
speak.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hear what you're
just-
saying, and I shall reserve my comments.
I think that would be wise.
Yes, I think
Prudent,
so.
even.
You've put me in my place. You've told me.
I did.
That's it. So
Got to
this-
keep your crew happy, or you're gonna.
Well,
be
I
without.
thought I'm keeping you happy because I'm actually making this food and you're eating it. So that's just cause to be happy.
It
Don't you
doesn't.
think?
I'm gonna talk to my union. I don't think insults are part of the deal.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know that. Now we're getting a union.
Well,
involved.
this is getting to be a going concern.
Well, that's what that card was last week that you were holding up in the air, Norma Dave.
That was me.
Getting a union. So I could probably leave this fat on. It would render off, but I guess we'll try to keep it as lean as we can. And it's
How do you render off fat?
you heat it and it melts. I wish that were
It's
true.
it's like Bikram yoga, right?
Yes, sort of. Yeah, and seeing as we have an Indian dish we're preparing, that would be appropriate.
See how I reincorporated.
I like that. That was very clever. I wish, though, it's possible to render fat off the body.
Well, that was my point.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Like you could just sit out and sizzle the pounds away.
Hmm.
I mean,
I thought we were doing phyllo or something like that.
No, we're not, because you know what? I didn't thaw the phyllo dough, so sorry, Michelle. That's up next. We're probably going to do that Monday night. Tomorrow we're not doing anything because, of course, need to say
It's an important
again.
day.
Yes, this I can repeat, right? Your
Oh yeah, no,
birthday.
by all means.
Yeah,
So,
this definitely I can repeat. You can see I'm just cutting this into tiny little pieces, and actually, what I might
I take
do,
unsolicited gifts, by the way,
Oh yes. So what are your
which
requests?
I suppose is soliciting gifts. But anyway,
Yeah, that's right. What is it that you want people to send you?
I'm not asking anybody to send me anything. I'm just
And
saying to
you're-
you. I'm saying to you, you
To
can
me. What are you saying to me?
that I take unsolicited gifts,
Well,
which
I
is really
I don't
me
think my
soliciting
gift.
gifts.
I don't think my gift is unsolicited.
No.
I think you've been, soliciting,
Hinting at it for a while.
hinting at all kinds of things for so long that, you made me go rangy. Rangy, I say.
Well, I don't think I hinted at anything.
You never know. I'm a good listener.
Are
Do you
you?
remember, when we were dating and stuff, and you'd be shocked when I'd come up with the perfect gifts, and you'd say, "How did you know?" It's because I took mental notes all that
Man,
time.
I don't even know what I would get me if I was looking for something right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what.
So you don't have a wish list for stuff?
Not really. no.
Besides eating, in the next. half
No,
hour?
no, I don't really have any aspirations for anything lately.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's kind of so. Really, whatever I
can't
bought
fail
you,
is the
yeah,
point,
it's going to be
yeah.
great because it's not like you had expectations.
No, I
and
really
then
don't have
I failed
expectations.
to meet those expectations.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've cut the beef into sort of moderately sized pieces, and I'm just going to get that out of the way because it's unpleasant to kind of look at.
Unsightly.
Unsightly, yes, excellent word. I'm going to stick this beef right into this bowl. And here I will put our salt. I think it's about a half teaspoon. Sometimes I don't remember what I write down. This is a quarter teaspoon of ginger. If you have fresh ginger, by all means use it. About a nice tablespoon of finely minced ginger. I didn't have any and I wanted to make this dish, so I'm using the ground ginger. And I don't have actually any in my freezer because I used up all my reserves. This is a quarter of a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. And this is about a half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm going to put in maybe about a tablespoon of oil. And just to sort of get this beef a little flavored, mix it around. Do you like Indian food? I don't really cook Indian food a lot at home, occasionally, but
What is this dish called again?
it's a coconut beef curry.
Coconut beef curry. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, so that's going to be really delish. Okay, so we're going to...
Oh, that's sad.
What's the matter?
Paul is on a death watch with his mom right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear.
Oh, sorry guys. This is we just got a text from a friend of ours whose mom is about 92 years old, and she's living in a retirement home, and apparently she's not doing very well.
Yeah, that's sad.
So I'm sorry to report that on our video blog.
Well, I hope
But
he's okay.
this is a good friend of ours, Paul, whose mom has been really quite the character and has been totally intact for 92 years. He's very fortunate with that, isn't he? He's had her that long. Anyways, we'll let
How
you
many
know.
kids were in the family?
Oh gosh, I think he's like one of 7 or something.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And he's actually lost a couple of siblings, and so I think for her, in a way, it's a blessing that she is going to go before any of her other children go. To lose 2 kids, I mean, to lose 1 is bad enough, but she's had 2 kids predecease her, which is not, wonderful. Okay, so here I am. Terrible segue, I'm sorry. I'm cutting the red peppers now, after talking about Paul's mom.
I almost feel like I should text him. Oh, well.
Okay, well, we can do that after we finish cooking.
Okay.
And here I am going to cut the pepper in strips and just take out that little core. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go like this. There we go. And just take off that little bit. I like to just trim it a little bit. And here we go. Another one. And then we'll just cross cut these guys. Right. So just want them manageable enough on the fork. Maybe I'll even do it in 3. What the heck? So they're kind of nice pieces to stab. And red peppers are great. They're just basically green peppers that have been left out in the sun. So they pick them at various stages, right? So green is sort of the first color. And they kind of turn a little yellowish, and then they go orange, and then they go red. So really, you're paying more for fully ripened peppers. But these are like chock full of vitamin A and all sorts of other wonderful things. Okay, so I am just going to put my pepper here because I need to prepare the onion. So this is really healthy stuff. We're using some canola oil, and I think coconut milk has had a bad rap, but actually I think coconuts are very good for you, especially coconut oil.
I like getting those whole coconuts from the grocery store.
Yeah.
You can actually puncture a hole in it with a bottle opener and then just stick a straw in.
Like
It's
a cork, like a wine thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the wine.
It's really refreshing,
What are those things called?
or refreshing,
As my brother-in-law would say, it's
Yes.
very refreshing.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. And if you get it really nice and cold in the fridge, it's fantastic. And I always feel like we're out on some kind of like exotic trip or
Yeah,
something.
and the other good thing about those are that I think it replenishes your electrolytes. So if you've
Yes.
really been working out or anything, it's
That's
supposed to be
right.
really good for you.
That's right. So I've peeled the onion and I've cut it in half.
That's just a
and-
public service, right?
PSA,
PSA,
courtesy of cameraman Dave.
little factoid for your
Those are
enjoyment.
Davoids.
Devoids.
Now you see, I have it. You know, some people cut it on this side. Never do that. Cut it on the flat side. It keeps it stable. And then I cut it in half this way. And so now I'm just going to hold it. And I'm doing a rough chop. I'm not going to do it any finer than this. There we go. And same with this half. Because that way it doesn't move around. You know, I think a lot of people will do it on that round side and then they end up like losing a finger or something. So, okay, that little bit here I cut because I do not want to lose a finger.
Yeah, it's also not an ingredient you can, use over and over. I mean, you can only use it maybe 10
The
times.
finger?
Yeah, as an ingredient. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, frankly, I've used the finger many times, but I guess we're talking about something else.
Well, I'm the corny one. Okay, just checking.
Okay, so here I'm going to put my frying pan on the heat, and let's just get this oil heated up. So I have it on high, and our pan will heat up fairly quickly. So a few tablespoons of canola oil in there, and you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to add the garlic inside here as well, inside the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense to add it at this stage, I would say.
That's garlic powder, right?
It's not powder, it's granulated garlic. If you have fresh garlic, use a couple of finely minced cloves. You know, sometimes I just prefer to use the granulated garlic. First of all, it's not garlic salt, so I'm not adding extra salt. But I like it because with the fine powder, it disperses a little better throughout the meat.
That's good.
And sometimes
Better
I just
flavor.
don't want the smell of garlic. We're going out to a movie tonight, and you know, lemon juice, washing everything. I still smell like a garlic clove at the end of the day.
That's true. Like that time we went to New York.
Oh yes, that was okay. That was different. I had like a lot of garlic.
We were in a small commuter plane to New York, and Brigitte had garlic the night before. And I think that they had to land the plane early because people couldn't stand.
However, I will tell you there was not one vampire on that flight. At least no vampires left alive. I did it as a community service against, any possible New York traveling vampires. Sorry, I'm
I think the fact that they dropped the oxygen masks probably was a signal that there was something wrong.
That was a hint. Okay, I'm putting the onions in. Hey, by the way, did you notice that, I cut my meat on one side, and because it was slippery, I turned it around. So now I'm lowering this up to, oopsie, hang on. About medium. There we go. About a medium high.
What are you talking about with cutting the meat on one side?
Oh yeah, so what I did, if you noticed, I cut the meat on one side of the board, and because it was slimy from the meat, and I wanted to cut the pepper and the
Oh, you didn't want to mix
yeah,
worlds.
that's right. Well, because I didn't want stuff sliding from the beef fat, right? From the beef slime. Okay, so we are just going to cook this onion down. By the way, I've had rice cooking here. It's turned off now. The usual kind. You bring it to a boil and then lower it, tight lid for 20 minutes on low.
Do you dry that rice like you would for Chinese cooking?
Oh, no, because that's a specific flavor for that Chinese fried rice that we made, right?
I see, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, I think I'll put it up a bit. I was just worried, I didn't want to burn my onions right off the top.
You want to wait and burn them later.
Yes, that's right. There is a time for burning one's onions.
Wasn't there a song like that from the 60s? There's a time, turn.
Yes. There is a season to
That's the
a
one.
time for burning your onions and peppers while you cook. Do. Who sang that?
Birds.
The Birds, spelt with a Y, because that was like so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was the age where, there were lots of people, lots of bands, like there was the Beatles, right? So insect,
Yeah,
birds.
yeah.
It's all about the flora and the fauna. What else would there have been?
True.
Around there? Rascals
Well,
are
the
not.
Stones.
The Stones, yeah. So there's another nature thing. What
Well,
else?
are those? Well, that was all built. You know why that happened, by the way. You know where that originated from?
What, the Rolling Stones?
No, no, no. The naming. Why the Beatles called themselves the Beatles?
Well, they were the Silver Beatles first, weren't they?
Yeah, but do you know why they called themselves that?
Uh,
Because of Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
and the Crickets. So there you go. So we have Crickets.
That's what
Beatles,
started the whole thing.
Birds.
That's right.
Stones.
Yeah, and then
Was there like, the lawn? Or trees or...
well, what else? I'm trying to think of. No, I can't think of any other animals for the
No, I
moment.
can't think.
But
Oh,
I
the
can,
animals.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Excellent.
Okay.
That's funny. Now I'm thinking I should have cut this one a little smaller, so I'll just do that. Yeah, just check, and if, there's some that look a little larger to you, cut them down. That was the only one. So we're just going to cook this down. What do you think is the best Beatles song? Because I know you're a huge Beatles
Well,
fan.
but that's unfair. There's too
Okay.
many songs for two
Top
different types
five?
of
Top five?
moods.
Top
Oh,
five?
I don't know. I like, though it's not one of their own. I like Twist and Shout.
Yeah, but it's still a hit of theirs.
Yeah.
Right?
I like Help.
So a lot of the
I
early
like
stuff.
that whole sort of continuous song on the back side of the Abbey Road album.
Well, what would that be? Because I don't know it like you do.
Well, it's Carry That Weight.
We're gonna carry that weight.
Yeah.
Carry
I like John, the Ballad of John and Yoko.
What?
Yeah, there's
What's
a good
that
song.
one?
That's a good
That's
song.
a good one?
Hmm.
Really?
Well, for me it is. I
Oh,
like it.
okay.
And there's a bunch
Interesting.
of neat songs that come from things like Blackbird and
Yeah.
songs that come off of the Rubber Soul album I like.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're really a Beatles aficionado.
Hmm.
But specifically you love John Lennon, right?
I like John Lennon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm adding the beef now. We don't want it doesn't need to be like super marinated or anything, but just enough so that flavors get incorporated inside of the beef.
That was a game, a very popular game.
What was that?
The Super Marinated Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. A bit of a stretch, but cute anyway. Okay, so cooking that up. I have it on, I guess, sort of medium-high. We have our rating on our stove top goes up to a 10, so I have it at about 7.5, but I think I'm going to reduce it to maybe about 6.5. Very lucky we have these half increments in our cooktop. Okay.
You can simulate that on a regular conventional stove.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I like it because it's almost like gas, because with gas you can crank it up in small little increments, but seeing as we live in a condo, we can't have gas. I think
No, we have gas, just not on the...
Oh, just stop it. God.
I'm here all week again.
Oh my God. You're like those Shock comics, but you're like the Shock cinematographer.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the curry that went in there, so about half a tablespoon of curry. And I'm adding in the coconut milk. Ooh, ah. There we go.
This one's taking a little bit longer,
Really?
Yeah,
How
well,
long?
it's a weekend, I guess. That's why it's taking
That's right. I said my pledge was like during the week I'll try to do fast things, but
We're at 19 minutes now.
yeah. I don't know, this coconut milk kind of looked weird.
Well, you probably have to boil off some, right?
No, it didn't look as creamy. It kind of looked a little grainy to me, but that's something that I purchased it at the store. Okay, so I am going to reduce this because it's just, it's a little too watery. And we want it to
Cream up.
definitely, thicken. So maybe it's the brand I bought.
Maybe there's water from the peppers.
No, there was not water from the peppers.
Maybe there's not water from the peppers.
There's no water from these peppers.
Okay.
Definitely not. But I think it needs another tablespoon of curry, frankly. Excuse me, I'm going into the
Dun 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 dun
yes,
dun
I'm going
dun.
into the spice rack this way. There we go. I'm going to add in probably another half tablespoon of curry there. So I will adjust my ingredient list to say a tablespoon of curry.
And does it steam off if you put the top on? That keeps things moist inside, right? But if
Yeah,
you
it
steam,
does,
if you
but
want it to reduce, you want it to
you want it
to boil off.
uncovered. Yeah, you want it uncovered because the steam has to go somewhere.
Right.
If you have the top
then it
on,
falls back down.
that's right. If you have the top on, the steam is not gonna go anywhere. So we have to give it a little bit of an escape route. There we go. Now you know what? I do have cashews.
Oh, that's nice. I like putting nuts and things like this.
You think? I think we should put a few nuts in here.
Yeah, that's always good. It's good.
Wanna hop in?
Huh?
Wanna hop in? Okay, just reducing this.
Too funny.
Yes, I am
So
too.
funny. I forgot
I
to
forgot
laugh.
to laugh. What's
Tat,
that from?
That's
Tat. Oh,
Lisa
yeah.
Leutner
That's
from
right.
Saturday Night Live.
Great Gilda Radner.
Great Gilda Radner.
Yes.
Tad.
Tag, it was so funny. I
You're so
forgot to laugh.
funny. I forgot to laugh.
Okay, so in the meantime, while that cooks off, I am going to prepare our dishes, and I'm also going to get those cashews. Is that your musical instrument?
That's me.
That's very nice. Okay. Cutting open the cashews. And just have them here on reserve.
Is it thickening up?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Just
Oh,
have
we're
it
in
on.
power boil.
I'm on power boil. It's really rocking now. Yeah, I think this particular brand of coconut milk I wouldn't get again. It didn't seem as thick as other
Can
ones.
you add something like cream to it or whatever?
No, I'm not going to add cream to it. I'm just going to let it
Or
naturally.
not? No, I don't know what I was thinking.
No, because I don't, it'll just cause more problem. I'd be adding more liquid.
No, I just thought it would thicken it up.
Yeah. So
Or
get-
what do you put in, like cornstarch?
You could
That's
put-
what if you were
making an
making
Asian,
an Asian dish.
dish. I
That
know
way
they-
it would glow. It would be like neon. Like
Yes.
you could see your own image in Asian cooking. I find.
That's true. When you go to the restaurants, they seem to have added a lot of cornstarch. It has that really glossy look to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna just put some of the rice in here.
That should soak up some of the juice too.
Yeah, it'll soak up some of the juice, definitely. Okay. Now, I would recommend you use basmati rice. I didn't have any. I'm just using regular long grain rice, but
Which is ready in 5 minutes.
yeah, no, not so much 5 minutes. Ready in 20 minutes. So I would highly recommend that, yeah, if you do make this dish, use basmati, because then it's going to be, you know, authentic Indian. I'm just going to get a spoon. How's that looking? Is it getting a little thicker? Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm satisfied with that. I think that's significantly thicker, so you can just reduce it as you need it. And I'm going to put, it's looking pretty good. What do you think?
I'm liking it.
I'm liking it. Okay. And are you gonna, is this where you complain about your portion? Because you always do that, you know. You would talk about me being repetitive, but
No, I didn't say anything. But by your bringing it up, you know,
am I bringing it up?
it's repetitive.
I see. Okay. See, I thought you were gonna bring that up again.
That it's a big portion for us?
That is.
Why would I say that?
Are you suggesting it's because it is a big portion? What? I mean, what are you trying
I'm
to
going
say?
to be seeing my dietitian on Monday, and I have a feeling I'm going to hear about this. So
Well-
I gave her the blog address.
Well, you know, you're just dumb. You're just. Why would you like? You know, it's like going into a police station and giving your fingerprints.
Yeah, that's
Here, please.
It's like I'm
please
wearing a
arrest me.
wire.
Yeah, it is like you're wearing a wire.
She's gonna see everything now.
You know, you're just insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like the abuse. What can I tell you?
now, at your suggestion, I'm putting in some of these. These are unsalted cashews, by the way. Just put those on top.
They haven't been abused.
No, they have
They are assaulted.
unassaulted. Oh, you're just so I don't know how do I survive with all this humor?
Well, you're just as punny as I am. You have to know
I'm
that.
as punny.
Yeah.
Now I know you're not a big cilantro fan, so I'll put that. But I'll definitely put
What's
more
that?
cilantro. This is cilantro. You have to have a little bit of cilantro to just.
Why do I have to?
Well, because it looks pretty for one, and you don't have to eat it if you don't
I
want
can
to.
put it to the aside.
Okay, we will put it aside. So here you have it, Indian style beef coconut curry with cashews and cilantro, red pepper, and onions. We are going to go and sit down and eat all of it, dietitian.
Yay!